loops of Ragiroth do.
Ragiroth Enterprises.
How's it going, everybody? Rich from Ragiroth Enterprises here. So this time I actually got to play the Dissidia Final Fantasy NT beta. Well, mainly because it was an open beta, but regardless. And I have been having a lot of fun with it. Despite some of my gripes with the game, despite looking really forward to it. I mean, yeah, you know, there's still some things I don't like about it. But I try to try out every character. And in the background of some of my gameplay, you know, I don't mind me if I'm sucking, you know, still getting used to the game. But anyway, so not only did the beta come out, but there were some actual hints towards the first 6 DLC characters that are coming out in the Season Pass. If you don't know already, basically these hints were: for the first character, it is a male, it is a new face to Dissidia, so a newcomer, and they are from the second half of Final Fantasy in terms of numbering. And since Final Fantasy has had an uneven amount of main entries, they basically meant it's FF8 onwards. So it'd have to be someone from FF8 and onwards. The second character is another male, also new to Dissidia. However, this character is from the first half of Final Fantasy games, so that can be from 1 to 7. So the third character, female, another new character. They're from the second half. Fourth character, male, new, second half. Fifth character, female, returning character from the second half. Sixth character, male, new character, second half. So, thankfully, it looks like they are mostly new characters, but it is cool they're at least sprinkling one returning character in there. So I wanted to maybe talk about some characters that I personally think could be the characters. Now, this is kind of combining what I've seen other people say with what I personally think. But, you know, here's who I think they could possibly be. Well, the first character is probably the one I'm going to talk about the most, partially because there's been the most hints. I should add that Nomura also said that the first character is a Vanguard class. So Vanguards are generally the slower, stronger characters in the game. So Cloud, Garland, Sephiroth, Warrior of Light, Cecil, and I think Furion are examples of Vanguard class. And he also said that the first character is a villain. Thank God, because there have been no new villains in the game, and we only had one new villain, well, technically 2, in Dissidia Duodecim. So I'm glad they're finally willing to add villains. And I think they have said that they would like to have every main entry have at least one villain, which is, I think, very cool. I didn't like that they kind of, you know, made things uneven in Duodecim. I mean, I understood why, but it did kind of suck. So I would say this first new character has to be either from the second half. So it's either someone, you know. So now, if it's a new character, they probably want to try to go for the villains that from games that haven't had a villain yet. So that would be 11, 13, 14, and 15. So I would say, if we're talking about 11, I am not very familiar with 11, so you're going to have to work with me here. I would say the character Shadow Lord. He looks pretty cool, and he looks like, I mean, to me, he looks like he'd be a slower, stronger character. I don't exactly know how popular he is. I don't really hear much about him. I don't really think there's any super popular villains from 11. I mean, hell, the second character got into Duodecim wasn't a villain, it was another hero. Then I guess for 12, I mean, 12 kind of already has a villain, he's just not being added yet. Gabranth. Could be Vayne, the actual main villain of 12. I don't really know how popular he is. I kind of thought Gabranth was more popular, but I don't know. I don't see Shadow Lord and Gabranth, or Vayne being more likely. These options are just listing all possibilities. Now, the one I'm hoping and what I'm hoping and think could be more likely is a villain from 13, and probably the 2 most likely villains are Sid Reigns or Caius Ballad. Now, I think what helps, I think, with a 13 villain is that like lightning, it's still being kind of pushed, even if it's not the most relevant Final Fantasy anymore. So they might want to kind of get a 13 villain out there, especially because 13 has not had a second character yet. It is the oldest game that has not had a second character in the Dissidia games. Now who could be? I really think it could go either way. I hear Cid Reigns is overall more popular. However, Caius has a more outright villain role. And I think he has probably a little bit more to work with as far as moveset potential goes. I think either of them could be Vanguards. But I think Caius kind of screams Vanguard because, you know, he has a big sword. And, you know, like I said, pretty much all the characters that use big swords are Vanguards. With the exception of Jekt, but, you know, he doesn't use a sword that much. I think it could go either way. This is probably my most desired option. I think it is possibly the most likely. There's also a villain from 14. The one I'm hearing being thrown around is Gaius. I don't know much about him, but he looks like he could be a Vanguard. And then lastly, it could be Arden from 15. Now, I think he has a good shot at being the Season Pass. I do not think he would be the first one, though. I think they want to wait a bit to get other villains in first from older games that don't have one yet. And not only that, but they probably want a little more to work with Arden, maybe, since I know he's getting his own DLC episode in Final Fantasy 15 soon. I think he will be in this. I just don't know if he's going to be the first one. So I'm personally hoping and thinking it will be a villain from 13, and that it will be either Cid Reigns or Caius. I don't know which one's more likely. Possibly Cid Reigns. I would be happy with both, but I slightly prefer Caius. Now, for the second character. Okay, so from first half of Final Fantasy. So before 8, and it's a guy. I would have to say, two most likely ones to me are either Locke from Final Fantasy 6, I think I'm saying his name right, or Minwu from Final Fantasy 2. I think we can all agree that Final Fantasy 6 is probably one of the most popular, or one of the most popular older Final Fantasies that have not got a character yet. And I've heard Locke is pretty popular. He's one of the main characters in the game. There's actually people who debate who the main character in 6 is. And I think he actually has a voice actor now, which he's never really had before. So I guess, you know, there's already something he could work with there. It's kind of been a hint towards him. And I guess he could be played like a more traditional thief than Zidane is. Now Minwu, I hear he's a pretty popular Final Fantasy 2 character. He'd be unique because he's a white mage, and male white mage too. And I hear he's, yeah, I know, I feel like they've kind of acknowledged him before in the past too. I forget in what way, but I know I've heard they have. I would love to say that it would be Vincent, but I just think, you know, I think they said something about like they kind of want to hold off on FF7 characters, and unfortunately it sounds like Zack is going to be prioritized over him. Which, while I like Zack, I don't really think is fair, because I think Vincent would be a lot more unique. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I don't really think, but I don't think there's too many possibilities for this one. I think it's got to be the Locker, most likely Minwu. So for the third one, female new face, second half. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna say it's either Rinoa from 8, Beatrix from 9, maybe Ash, or Ash. I don't know if I'm saying. I'm assuming your name's Ash from obviously 12. Could be Sarah from 13. I didn't think of that. And could be someone else from 14. Apologize, I don't have any characters for that. Or it could be Arnea from 15. I don't know what could be the most likely one here. I want to say, unfortunately, my gut is saying it's not Beatrix. I think the only FF9 newcomer is going to be Vivi. As much as I would like that, I'm going to say it's between Rinoa, Ash, or Aranea. Now, I've seen some people say Then Arne, getting in before Arden would be maybe kind of weird, but I would kind of beg to differ on one reason. Well, first of all, it would not be the first time that a second hero character got in before a villain. And also, Arne probably kind of has everything she can do kind of out in the open. Arden could still have more potential things that they can use as a moveset, like for episode Arden. So I think the groundwork could still be expanded with Arden, so that might be why he might be a little bit later. I guess it could be Sarah. Yeah, that's true. She is pretty popular. I'm going to say Renoa, Sarah, Arne, or Ash, because I know Ash is very popular. In some ways, people consider her more of the protagonist of FF12 than Vaughn, and I think most of them would be unique. I mean, yeah, I know Arne is another Dragoon, we have one in the game already, but I mean, I think just the lack of spear users is kind of enough to maybe justify another Dragoon or something, and I'm sure we have repeated classes. I mean, we already have a Thief, so, and a Locke can still be in the game, so I don't think that's going to stop anything, but yeah, I think a few options there. Okay, one character male, another new face. I'd say this one could be either Arden, Vivi. Yeah, it could be I'd say Arden, Vivi. Any of the villains that I mentioned in the first one. Yeah, I mean this one is a little more open because we know the first one's a villain. Could be Minwu or Lockwood. Oh no, I can't. But I'd like to say it could be Cypher, but probably not, especially because apparently Squall can actually unlock his Gunblade to use, which is cool, but kind of sucks at the same time. And could be, it could be Orin or Seymour. I don't think so, but it is possible. Yeah, I think it's it for this one. It could just be one of the ones that it isn't for the first option. But I think if it's a good guy, I think it's a strong possibility. It's a Vivi from Final Fantasy 9. Alright, fifth character, female, returning. This one's easy. It can't be Tifa. It's between Tifa, Yuna, and Prish, or Prish, I don't know her name. And it can't be Tifa because she's not from the second half. So it's got to be Yuna or Prish. I don't really know which. I mean, I guess Prish would probably possibly be more likely just because 11 only has one character. But then again, Yuna's a really popular major character from 10. So they might want to get her in there a little faster than Prish. I mean, I personally, I'm not, super crazy about either. I would probably prefer Prish. I like playing as her in Dissidia 12. And but then again, I'm curious how Yuna will play, especially because summons are kind of in the game now, so she'd probably play a lot differently. I think the faster Yuna's in the game, the faster Seymour can maybe be in the game, possibly, because he'd be her rival. More so than Tidus, and yeah, I guess if it's her, it kind of would also depend upon probably Orin or Seymour being one of the new males from the second half. Because I just don't know if they'd have multiple characters from a game that already has multiple reps in one season pass. But yeah, so not many options there. And sixth character male, no, I mean, like I said, it's pretty gonna be any of the other options I mentioned. I actually think this character, I think maybe the last one is Arden, because that would be, a lot more time has passed. They'd be ready to add a second character from 15. I'm sure episode Arden would be out by then. Yeah, I feel like, again, it could be any of the options I mentioned already, but I think it's probably more likely Arden is this last character, in my opinion, at least. So, that's who I personally think are the most promising options for the DLC. I know it's kind of, it's not like there's, I know, kind of indecisive. I'm just kind of naming the possibilities, I think, for each one. And some of them I know are kind of open-ended. But, they're just going off the hints we were given. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is in the season pass based off these hints? yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping the first one is a villain and it's hopefully from 13. And I'm looking forward to this game coming out. I had a lot of fun with the beta. And yeah, you know, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're playing the beta, how you're liking it. And don't forget to check out Mark in the description below. And as I always say, no time, no other place. Keep being awesome.